Hines Allen started the opener here a little over a week ago against the Dallas Wings. And getting her second start of the season. And our first two.
Now the interior will be more wide open for those drives.
And as our studio crew mentioned, no Aaliyah Boston for the Fever. What a drive by Jade Melbourne. Almost had a win.
She is playing at a high level, as we heard from Sue Bird coming into this game.
First start by Melbourne this season. And there's Lexi Hull. And if she can do that in addition, Seattle Storm, Sonia Rahman, great story that she is. We'll get to that later. And that's Jordan Corson, third year for her out of Tennessee. Missed all of last season with that ACL injury. And good defense by Monique Billings. Clark ahead to Kelsey Mitchell, who lays it up in it.
You already know. Shout out to whoever was in the film room and said, hey, there should be 2 more assists there.
Oh, good cut and 5. Clark to Billings for the deuce. Second most by a Storm rookie since Sue Bird. Yes, of course. And of course, Kelsey Mitchell lays it up and in. Iron Johnson the rebound. Hines Allen read that like a book. Look at this ball movement. Caitlin Clark has her first 3 tonight. This one taken away by the Fever. Sophie Cunningham, really that energy player for Indiana, and she flips it up and in. In Los Angeles, Sophie had 12 points in that one, and the defense really led the way, holding the Sparks to 78 points. Back-to-back buckets, and a chance to tack on one more for Cunningham. Johnson handing off to Timpson. Here's the veteran Mitchell. Oh, what a pass! Timpson up and in. That was all Kelsey Mitchell.
Being back on the floor together has been so much fun, and that finding their rhythm is a never-ending thing with so many new faces on this team. She said, you can't rush chemistry, but so happy, as you can see with the way this group has come together. Kelsey Mitchell told me
different type of bounce about her this year.
Here's Mitchell again. The scoop and the score. Yeah, for folks who maybe you're too production for the Fever, and more importantly, Washington getting out of here with a win. Final 2 minutes of this first quarter. Cook, the step back 3, nothing but the bottom of the net. Couldn't get that little runner to go. Bounces off the back of the heel. Clark from just inside the logo. Listen to this place. Of everything for Seattle so far. Couldn't get the putback to go. Johnson, though, with a third opportunity. And there it is, Flage's first points tonight.
And that is where she is special.
Dolson hands it off to Johnson. Flage, the pull-up. And the jumper is good.
Beautiful mid-range pull-up.
Now 1 for their last 8. Steph White said needed Billings to go to work underneath. And Monique does just that.
I love her fit with the Indiana Fever. Mo Billings is such a great screener, a good teammate, tenacious defender, can rebound it. But wait a minute, no one home on the backside, and Stephanie White's going to call a timeout immediately.
Timpson, those long arms you mentioned earlier, such a great defender. Scoops to Clark, and Clark lays it up and in.
Oh boy, I thought that was going to be defended at the rim. I don't know how.
Had a good rebound, but then Van Sluten steals it away. And Van Sluten going coast to coast for Seattle.
That was impressive.
Again, everything at this point in the season, this is the 4th game of a 44-game season. It is an abundance of caution. We want to be playing at the end as Clark hits the bucket and draws the foul. Horston into the starting lineup. The injury to Dom Malonga, and Horston nicely done on the turnaround. Clark, shot clock winding down, finding Hull on the cut, and Lexi Hull floats it up and in.
And that's the chemistry.
Clark to Hines Allen for the deuce.
That was
After the Fever took the first, 32-19. Shot clock at 4. At 3, Clark, nicely done to Mitchell.
threading the needle on that pass.
Yeah. Final few seconds of this first half. Heidemann gets 2 back for the Storm.
It's been such a team effort to make up for not having her on the floor.
Yeah, no doubt about that. The foul on Horston there into the starting lineup with no Malonga. And Kelsey Mitchell behind the defense lays it up and in. Points per game through the first 3 of this season. Heidemann, nicely done by T. Heidemann.
And is playing with a little bounce, and I'm looking forward to what she's got the rest of this game.
Speaking of bounce, Kelsey Mitchell. See if Seattle can pay it off on this end. Johnson from the elbow does just that. A couple of rookies stepping up on the road here for the Storm.
Who says the Storm don't have shot blocking without Dawn Malonga, but you got to get back.
Nobody got in the way of that wide open Kelsey Mitchell three. Mitchell. Cunningham turning the corner and scooping it up and in and drawing the foul. Great play there. The handoff from Mitchell.
Drafting Raven Johnson, getting Mo Billings, who I think is going to be a great fit. Maisha Hines-Allen already proving her value.
Van Sluten, nicely done for the Storm. Cook. Lexi Brown with a three for Seattle. Pace picking up here at the end of this third quarter. Ooh, Cunningham from the hash mark. Yes, ma'am! Sophie Cunningham saying, Caitlin Clark, anything you can do, I got you, teammates. 7th rebound for Clark. Bounces it into Hull. And Hull is going to have a three-point opportunity. With how much Caitlin turns the ball over, right? They're always looking for something. As the Storm down there with him in Puerto Rico in March for the FIBA World Cup qualifying. Another fantastic inbounds play. Clark to Cunningham for the deuce.
Is that 10?
10th assist. You got a double-double. Just 3 rebounds away from a triple-double tonight for Clark. Nice look down from Heidemann to Dolson.
I could see instant chemistry between Mo Billings and Caitlin Clark, and of course, it's the announcer jinx.
It's the announcer jinx. As soon as we start talking about it. And Cook hits the three.
And Zia Cook has stayed locked in. Picked up a couple fouls.
Out of South Carolina. Clark, jump stop, and the finish. 21, 10, and 7 tonight for Caitlin Clark.
And what just a delightful person.
Yeah.
I mean, when you hear the words that are spoken about her, it's trailblazer.
Harris is able to beat the shot clock buzzer, LaChina.
Yeah, and I just think she's a great fit. If you look at her profile and have a conversation.
Oh, what a tap in by Timpson. Melbourne on the give and go with Dolson.
There's been nothing easy for
Melbourne. Lost a tooth in the opener, diving for a loose ball, then got her lip bloodied in the first win in Connecticut. As Timpson rolls in another.
Along with Dawn Malonga, which if there's someone in our audience who has not watched that young woman play, I would say the same about Ala Fong.
Here in the WNBA, have won 3 of the last 4 as Hines-Allen spins her way down for 2. Fun to be around, too. The youngsters we're talking about, loving their vets. And Heidemann loves that from way outside for 3. Quiet night so far for the rookie Raven Johnson, but Steph White and the Fever haven't needed her. And Heidemann with another long-distance 3.
They're going to need that from her.
In it comes. And Seattle will just let the clock run out. So very similar to their first one of the season out in Los Angeles, where they held their defender opponent to 78 points. Same here.